Hello. I've got an original discussion tag for us here, and it's called the Art of Booktube Tag. And it's a Framed in September special, because Framed in September is talking about art books, and this whole tag leans into the idea of thinking about this art that we're engaged in, this making of videos, as an art form, the different kinds, whether it's music or sound or voice or scenery. And I thought we could have some interesting discussions on that. So lights, music, action, here we go. Welcome to the Festival of Framed in September. Just an excuse to read an art book, practice going to making an art piece, something with art, creative, and go to an exhibition or performance. So what is this art form that we're engaged in? Is it that we're filmmakers of short documentaries, or is it like a video telegram, or is this like a long illustrated personal letter? Well, I've got some questions, and so that makes it a bit of an interview, and I hope you'll give some answers in the comments, and also if you've really got a YouTube channel, to make a YouTube video in response. And if you haven't already got a YouTube channel, why not just start one and get involved in this discussion? So first of all, billboard. And I'm thinking here of the thumbnails. When you go onto YouTube, you see all the different pictures, stills down the side, and you get to pick which one looks interesting. What about the still pictures? What do you think about them? Which ones do you like? Do you not like any? What about the ones that are simply the person who's speaking and there's a still photograph of them? Is that enough to get your interest, or do you need more? And I'm going to give a few examples, because I tend personally not to be too keen on ones where people are always looking shocked, kind of, and carrying a huge, maybe 20, 30, 40 books and looking astonished and startled as if it's just fallen out of heaven. So I want to recommend Roy Reads Anything, the channel at Roy Reads Anything, because he tends to have a good sense of humour in what he puts up, and it's eye-catching and worth seeing. Second question, film studios. Each of our channels has a name. What are the best ones? What do you think? Some of the ones that catch my eye are at insert literary pun here, which is one of my favourites, and I think they've just changed their channel name to reflect covering different things, but I loved that title. I like at Another Bibliophile Reads. Greg, thank you for thinking of that. I like Books Like Whoa. That's exciting to begin with. I like Mike at Riff Raff's Reading Renaissance. And what about A Cruel Reader's Thesis? Catches the eye. And doesn't seem to be too cruel either. Now what about scenery, backdrops? One of my favourites is Hannah at Hannah's Books. That row of books sitting, looking, full of interest. And I was absolutely astounded when she did a tag which talked about how you'd set up for your recording, and I discovered that was just a backdrop. I also like Adrian at Stripped Cover Lit. I kind of covet the book space behind him. It looks interesting and a nice place to film from. I want to commend Lindy at Lindy's Magpie Reads. She records outside, right at the mercy of nature. She's always got interesting gardens behind her, greenery, and I like that. I like Sophie at Bibliosophie, because I covet her white bookshelves, let's face it. She's got a whole row of them, and they're closed over with the glass doors, so you can see the books inside, but you can see how many books she has. She also records in cool spaces, and I enjoy listening to her. Now, next question, introduction or overture, how a video starts. What do you think about having music at the start? Or not? What do you think about short video clips? Ping, 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 to give you a little taste of what's going to be shown in the programme. Do you like vlogs where somebody takes you around their day and shows you them on the bus and the tree and going places, going to maybe other bookstores and looking around? Or guys and gals, friends and pals, hook, line and sinkers, daylight blinkers and deep thinkers. Maybe a bit of rhyme like Joe Spivey introductions. I like the Adventure Girl reads with the moose, very Canadian. And again, Sophie at Bibliosophie has little clips at the start, and sometimes throughout her videos now and again it lets you see a little bit of her day, and it'll be a series of clips, maybe half a second or a second each. You just get the sense of almost still photographs, except there's action going on, and it's very beautifully done. And I love Daniel at Guilty Feet. He has a short video where he has got a fantastic run of bookshelves and one of those ladders that runs along rails, and it all looks fine, and he pushes himself along in great style, and then the energy and momentum runs out as he's part way along, and he's left on the ladder kind of trying to inch it across to keep going. Love that. It's just so good. Now, voice. What about voice? I love a calm voice like Gina, and I like Helen Blunden at Life Lessons from Books. It's thoughtful, you know it's going to be good. She also has a good backdrop. She always has different parts in her house, and they always look organised and clean and tidy and inviting. But you always know you're in for a good thing, because she tends to do one book and talks to you about that one book. Next thing, what about the commentary? Now, I really do not like what I think of as dead-eyed clickbait, which is always saying click, like and subscribe right at the start. Here's a book, here's another book, and they're all flashed past the camera, and it's a kind of gothic way of presenting, because those books are never going to be heard of again. It's almost as if they weren't read. I enjoy the enthusiasts. I love Roz at Scally dandling about the books, and Gareth at Book Songs and Other Magic. Both of these presenters, when they come onto the screen, have something interesting to say, and they can't wait to tell you. And the other kind of presenting, Laidback, but somebody who you feel knows a lot. I would cite for that Richardson Reads 573 and A Big Olive. Now, filming and editing. What about? There's a little bit of B-roll. There's a little bit of things happening in the background and put in and afterwards. Maybe a little bit of vlogging where they take you somewhere. I want to say I love and commend James Calm with a K, A-L-M. Now, he's not a booktuber, but he visits art galleries. He rocks up on his little bike. He records a local band playing for small change, and then he goes in, so they get their little bit of atmos and a little bit of encouragement. Then he goes into the gallery and he just kind of goes around and comments. Now, it moves the camera about a bit, but he really knows what he's talking about when he is commenting on the pictures that are there. So, and he has this kind of rushed air, because in the past it was done on the fly, and some galleries were not keen for him to show the pictures when they wanted people to come in and see them for themselves. Whereas, of course, the truth is, you're really going to want to go and see an exhibition if you've seen it very briefly on video and kind of flying by, and you're going, what's that, stop, wait a minute, hold back, let me see that. You will want to go and see them yourself. I want to commend Hannah at Hannah's Books for her Boston Literary vlog, where she went around different places, bookshops and parks and things, and I just love that. Now, what about video titles? What about how the titles are actually given to the video? Well, here I just love Steve Donoghue. Here are a couple of my favourites from him. The Writing Habits Tag, exclamation. Now fortified with extra ranting. And the extra ranting, of course, is in capitals. My very, very favourite is this. Old Man Yells at Booktube. I like Bibliosophie for the way she's thoughtful in her titles. And here's one that's very kind of laconic. I Have Cancer and Books I've Been Reading, on one title. Another one is NYC, she's based in New York City. NYC vlog, melancholy city books and setting new routines. Well, who wouldn't want to see that? Now, collaborations. Co-starring. What about when one person gets together with another? Or do you think, no, I prefer to have just one person? Or I actually like when there's a whole group together around the microphone. I want to recommend Sean Bree's books. I'm totally biased. He interviewed me once and it was a very pleasant experience, and you can just see that for everyone who comes onto his channel, that they're relaxed, they're put at ease, and he's asking them questions, and it just draws the best out of people, I think, because it is such a wonderful experience. Finally, subtitling the things going underneath the screen. Automatic or hand typed. I tend to vary. Quite often I just don't. I let it be the automatic titling. If I do go to the time, and it is quite a lot of time, to actually correct, then I will put in CC in brackets, square brackets for closed captioned, just to say that this has truly been accurately recorded. And I have found so very many hilarious automatic titles that I have started saving them, taking a little screen grab and saving them, and I like to call it AI uh-oh. So the richest pickings, the best, are for live auctions for very, very expensive paintings. So I'll leave you with a few of mine and ask you to respond with what you think on all these different kinds of questions about what we're doing on BookTube. What do you think? Bye for now.